Hey guys, so I wanted to put a little bit more about me for anyone who wants to watch my videos and anyone who wants to know a little bit more about me. Um, so let's start off not necessarily at the beginning, but where things start to turn crazy. Uh, I was 19, 20, going out to all the bars because I looked older, and one thing led to another, nights out partying, meeting the wrong guy, and I get a DWI. Now, there are more things to this DWI, but that's just the first thing that kind of led to the series of events. Um, so, with that in mind, my family took me out of where I was living because they thought it would be best for me. There's no shame for my family for doing that because they thought that was the best thing. But internally, I was still a massive storm barely on the horizon, barely getting speed, but it was happening. There didn't matter what you were trying to do, I was going to cause as much chaos around me as possible. And in this new city, I was still hooking up on Adam for Adam, BBRT, well, Grinder wasn't around at that time. Says how old this is. And through all those sexual exploits, I met this one dude. We ended up smoking meth. I was like, fuck it. I've done a bunch of drugs. What's this going to do? Well, after that ended and I'm driving home, I'm like, God, everything is beautiful and the music is great and everything's awesome. And I knew that this feeling, I never wanted it to leave. So I didn't. And I continued smoking and smoking and smoking and smoking. And that led me to venturing onward to sex parties and being the one that in a crowd of 45, 50-year-old men having an early 20 some odd year old boy there, I helped things progress. Now, on one of these days, everyone is getting high, getting ready, and on this day, they're shooting up. I've never done that before. Never had anyone do it to me before. But I knew that I wanted to be high and nothing else mattered. And I had watched them do it enough, so let's do the smart thing and do it on myself with a fucking needle. Luckily, nothing happened. Well, nothing negative happened from me doing all these things, except for two of my veins on my arms, one on my left, one on my right, are no longer there. I shot up in them so many times that there's no bruising or scars, but the vein is just blown out. It's gone. Peace. Oh, my goodness. And once you feel that feeling of being electrified and set on fire and 20 orgasms at once, for someone like me who it took me forever to figure out that I have depression issues, and the void that I keep trying to fill with drugs and everything else was due to a lack of completion in myself, where I didn't know why I felt so empty. I just knew that I was empty and alone. And no matter who was in my life that said they were there for me, family, friends, didn't stop how I felt. It didn't suddenly make me feel better. And for anyone to tell me, oh, just think better, just be happy, everything like that, it felt like a constant slap in my face. Uh, so even with all the positive support, I only felt negative. So in that case, I continued to use, and that led to stealing. And I never stole like large amounts to, oh my God, I'm high and I'm gonna do nah. I stole food, I stole tennis shoes when mine were, I stole little things here and there. It doesn't make them okay, it doesn't justify them, but let's keep things within the realm of how bad things really could be. Now, while doing all these things, of course, I did mention how I was always meeting the wrong guys. Every single one. Every single fucking one. And let's just jump to the one that got me the felonies, because that's, you know. um, so I've been shooting up. I met this guy. gosh. Can't remember how I met him, honestly. It was just a whirlwind. He was a heroin addict. I was a meth addict. I supported him in my apartment with other addicts in my apartment that I paid for everything. I still held a job, still was getting high, still was doing all this stuff, and you can only do all this bullshit for so long before everything is going to crumble. And there are a lot more details onto the events that went down those nights. But honestly, it's drama. And if anyone really, really wants to know the tea and the drama and all the BS, I am happy to do it. But it doesn't really help the story. So, let's get back on topic about this guy. I was head over heels because on the drugs, I, in my depressive state, needed to be loved. Like I do now, except I have a better handle of how to love myself and who it is meant to love me. But back then, I wanted love from anyone and anything. So I got with this guy, and I was supporting him through all this stuff, even when he got his ass locked up. Stupid, yes. I, in all of my drug haze, thought it would be a wise idea to bond him out of jail using my rent money. So, bond him out. Next night, hooks up back with his ex-female, which only stung because they did it in my apartment. Yeah. So, and I still took help from him after that too. I don't know what the fuck I was fucking thinking. But he's like, oh, let me introduce you to this guy. He makes fake money. You know, he can get you taken care of. And I was freaking out on drugs and fear and everything else under the sun. So I said, sure. Took it. And then the guy comes up to my job. I look at this fake money. So bad. But my dumb ass still took it. Swapped out the money for the money in the safe. Didn't take like huge amounts. Literally only took rent. So when the FBI and everybody comes to, you know, talk to me and put the light on me and put the pressure on me and everything, they're like, you know, if you would have had over $1,000, I would have been a felon, blah, 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 blah. Why'd you only take $732? Because I needed rent. Every answer I gave was completely moronic and came from a genuine sense of just being an overall fuck up. It's kind of funny now, but at the time it wasn't. Now, going over all this time period, mind you, from when I started this video to where we're going right now, that went about 7 years. 7 years of me smoking meth, on the needle, prostitution, theft, and a lot of things. And this is only, you know, part 1, 2, 3. It's just the beginning of the videos that I'm going to be putting. All these videos I'm putting out there not just to help me get into school, but because I want people to see that your life can suck. It can be extremely hard, and you can feel like there's no one out there. And at times that's true. But then when you start finding something deeper to live for yourself, the needs and everything else don't really matter. You can become stronger, independent, healthier, better. You know, it took a lot of time. I am only 4.5 years sober. You know, I have not touched it. I felt the need a few times here and there. And then whenever I do, I just have to, whatever I'm currently doing, I stop doing and do something else, because whatever I'm doing is triggering me. And it's those triggers that you have to learn, especially with someone who has depression. And it's a whirlwind. And again, that's only one part of the story. I'm doing my story in parts so that people can get to see me and get to really take in who I am. A lot of people only really see the bitchy, aggressive side of me, and not knowing that there are reasons to why I act the way I act and think the way I do. And as callous and hard as I am, it's just an outer shell. But it's a lot. And I hope this reaches somebody. I hope this benefits not only myself, but another addict out there who just needs someone to be there when, even when other people say they're there, but they never really know because they've never really gone through it. So how could they know? I'm here. Shoot me a message. Talk to me. I'm always here. I'm always awake. I try and sleep. I get a couple hours here and there, but I'll always reply to your messages if anybody wants to write me. Stay tuned for more. Bye.